ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Namaskar to all of you. Welcome to the study of Bhagavad Gita. We shall begin this session with the chanting of meditation of Bhagavad Gita verses. Om Parthaya Pratibodhita Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitham Puranamunina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Amba Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. We were studying the fourth verse of the second chapter. I think we are taking a lot of time to study. It reminds me of one thing. What is that? An old man, retired man, and his wife were talking to each other. The wife told the old man, "What are you doing now?" Told, "Nothing. You are doing the same thing since yesterday. I have not completed that. So now we have not completed this fourth verse. It is such a wonderful verse. So we are thinking on that, meditating on that. There is something special in that verse. That's why the third and the fourth verse was announced by Swami Vivekananda as the gist of Bhagavad Gita. So we are thinking, meditating, cogitating on that verse more and more. Now, in that, we see what is the idea, what is Krishna giving here in these two verses. He is reminding Arjuna of his strength. And we need this kind of teaching in a big way. In those days, in the Dwapara Yuga, while giving Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna gave it. Why? Because he himself was an embodiment of strength and fearlessness. And you see that even going back to older days, in the Vedanta, in the Upanishads, they also give this message of strength and fearlessness. Never will you find any stress on weakness in Vedanta or Bhagavad Gita. Always they tell abhihi, abhihi, meaning be fearless, be fearless. Brahman or Atman, Paramatman is your true nature. That is your birthright. So that Brahman which is present in you, the ultimate source of the universe and all the human beings, is itself abhayam, fearless. What is the name of God? Again, the name of this God is fearlessness. Any proof? When you attain God, you become fearless. How? Dvitiyat vai bhayam. When do you get fear? When there is a second thing or object or person or a living being, you get fear. Why? Because you feel that that second person or second thing may snatch away my happiness, my thing. So that's why when there is two, fear creeps in. But when there is only one, that is your true nature, yourself exists in this whole universe, in all the living beings, in all the existence, you are the only thing which exists, the Parabrahman, that is your true nature. When you achieve that, where is the question of fear? Then there is no fear at all. So that's why, what is the name of God? That is your true nature, it is fearlessness. Because everywhere it is God which exists. When you attain God, you become fearless. I've told many times the story of the great Maharashtra saint who was a great devotee of Vithala. Vithala is another name for Krishna, who is worshipped in Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, and like Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu also. They worship Krishna in the name of Vithala. So this Tukaram was a great devotee of Lord Krishna in the form of Vithala. So he used to worship Vithala so intensely that he started seeing Vithala everywhere. There was no place where Vithala was not. That's why he was in that meditative mood. One day, he was going in the deep forest alone. Then he was accosted by a fearful demon or a ghost. This ghost or the demon used to eat the human beings or any animal going that way. It would appear in front of the human beings in its fearful form. The moment any human being sees that fearful ghost and its ugly form and the sound, they would collapse in a heart attack and it would eat that human being or the animal. Now, when Tukaram was going in that forest, this ghost thought, oh, today I have got a very good food. So it came, showing its ugly teeth and the fearful form, the red eyes, and sound, very fearful sound. Anybody would have fallen down with a heart attack. But Tukaram, seeing that fearful, ugly form, he started smiling. Oh, my Vithala, my Lord, today you have come in this form. And he went to embrace that ghost. Because he was seeing his own Ishtadevata, his realized Lord Krishna, and he is seeing the Lord everywhere. So he went to embrace that demon. Now it was the turn of the ghost to get afraid and run away, because it has never faced such a situation. Nobody would like or show love towards its ugly and fierce form. All would get fear and run away. But here, Tukaram is showing that wonderful love and affection towards that ghost. Why? Because he's seeing his own self, that is Atman or Paramatman or Parabrahman, Lord Krishna or Vithala, in that ghost too. So he doesn't have fear at all. Now it was the turn of the ghost to have the fear, and it ran away. So now you can understand God is fearlessness. If you realize God, and if you start seeing God in every living being, then where is the question of fear? So God is fearlessness. So if you realize God, which is your true nature, then you become fearless. So in one of the Upanishad, there is a statement, Abhayam vai prapto si Janaka. Now, Janaka, without the Guru, he had attained Brahmagnana, the highest, formless, attributeless Brahman. He had realized it. But the scriptures tell you have to go through the Guru. So he went to Yagnavalkya to get that Brahmagnana. Yagnavalkya saw he had already attained that there is nothing, no need. So he told Janaka, you have already attained. Abhayam vai praptosi Janaka. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad it is told, says Yagnavalkya tells King Janaka, O Janaka, you have achieved that state of fearlessness. That means if he has attained God, if he had attained his true nature, if he has come to know what is his true nature, that means you have attained fearlessness. Because you see that same consciousness, the same principle everywhere. Now, on the birthday of Vivekananda, when I met one of our officials, general trend here, everybody, when they meet each other, they will tell, how are you, how are you? And it becomes some sort of a mechanical thing. The moment they will see, they will tell you, how are you? They don't mean it, simply it is a mechanical utterance. That day I told, why do you want to tell how are you? Today, Vivekananda's birthday, let us ask, who are you? Not how are you, who are you? Why? Because that is self-analysis. Ramana Maharshi has told, what is that you have to ask in his mother tongue, Tamil language? He asked, Nan yar, who am I? So now on this day of Vivekananda Jayanti, we have to ask each other, who are you? Then we will start analyzing, who am I? So if you realize who you really are, your birthright, that is God realization, the Parabrahman, the infinite strength which is within you, then you become fearless. God is fearlessness. So Janaka, you have achieved that state of fearlessness. So if Janaka has achieved that, that is also your fullest spiritual development. Through fearlessness, you develop spirituality. So they go together. If you are moving forward in spirituality, now many people ask, I think the devotee has not come today. He asked me, that devotee, Swamiji, I do a lot of meditation, I do a lot of japa. Many people come and tell, oh, I had this vision, I saw that loka, this loka, I saw this God, that light, and all those things. But I'm doing so much of meditation, nothing happens to me. Am I really progressing on the path of spirituality? Don't be afraid. They are not the yardsticks. So they are only, just like if you're traveling in the vehicle, there'll be some milestones. Oh, Johannesburg is another 200 miles or 300 kilometers. You'll see a milestone. It's only milestone, nothing. So the important thing you have to see whether you are progressing in spiritual life is when you have vision. Also, one of the great sadhus I have heard about in Bangalore, Swami Yatishwaranandaji was the disciple of Brahmanandaji, and he was the guru of most revered Gautamaranandaji Maharaj. So he used to tell, now, how to identify that your vision is proper, you have seen some god or goddess or something light and other things. How to verify that is a true vision or is it hallucination? Because if you take some medicines, the doctor can tell it. You may get so many visions and hallucination. And if you have some brain derangement or some other problem, then too you can have. There is a tamarind tree. Go and stay under the tamarind tree for some time. Because of the special chemical it produces, you will start seeing ghosts and all those things. So any chemicals can induce such hallucinations. So how to know whether my vision is hallucination or true? Now Yatishwaranandaji Maharaj used to tell. So when you see the vision of God, when you see something light, or if you are having some such thing, then afterwards analyze whether your kama, lust, krodha, anger, lobha, greed for sensual pleasures and money making, lobha, moha, delusion, all these have they reduced? Has it helped you to reduce these things, the 6 enemies within? Then that vision or anything is true. Otherwise, just throw it away. Forget about it. Otherwise, they are of no use. Have they helped you to reduce your lust, greed, and all the other bad qualities in your mind? Has it increased your devotion? Has it increased your renunciation? Then that is true. Go forward. Hold on to that. But if it doesn't, if it is just something, a dream or something, forget about it. It is hallucination or it's of no use. That was what Swami Yatishwaranandaji Maharaj. See, these are all the yardsticks. And now, how should I know that I am going forward spiritually? See here. Are you becoming fearless? Is your fear going away? The moment you see darkness, you will be afraid. The moment you to be alone in the house, you are afraid. You are afraid of the witch doctor. You may do some black magic. You may be afraid of some other things. So that means you are not progressing spiritually. Why? You have faith that ghost exists, but you don't have faith the protective God exists. You have more faith in the ghost and the negative forces, whereas you don't have the faith of the protective force of God. That itself shows that you have not gone forward spiritually. Fearlessness. Have you become fearless? Yes, the ghost may be by the side of you. Tukaram, he saw his own Ishtadevata, Krishna, his Vithala, and he went to embrace it. What can the ghost do? At the most, it may kill you, that's all. Destroy this body. Can it do anything other than that? Nothing. What can the ghost do or any other person, a terrorist or a robber can do? At the most, he may shoot you or kill you, that's all. Other than that, can he do anything to you? You are the Atman. You are the Parabrahma Swarupa. Where is the question of fear? So see, if you are going forward spiritually, so parallelly, you become fearless. The more you have attained fearlessness, the more you are going forward spiritually. Most revered Ranganathanandaji Maharaj used to ask, are you going spiritually? With one photo it is there, his hand like this. Are you growing spiritually? Have you become unselfish? If you are becoming selfish, egoistic, then know for certain you are going back in spiritual life. Are you becoming egoistic? Are you getting disturbed with every small words of somebody, Tom, Dick and Harry? You are not growing spiritually. Are you becoming selfish? They are going back in spiritual life. Are you getting hurt that somebody has parked his vehicle in my place and you start ready to fight? You are going back in spiritual life. Oh, I am coming to ashrama from 60 years. Who are you to advise me? Going back in spiritual life. You are becoming humble. You will become humble. You will be always ready to serve others. Because you see your own Lord in everybody. Then where is the question of becoming egoistic? You will become humble. You will start serving others. So you become more unselfish. These are all the yardstick to measure whether you are becoming spiritual or you are going back in spiritual life. So why should you have any visions? Not necessary at all. So many great sadhakas never had any vision. So are they not going forward in spiritual life? No, they are progressing very fast. What is the yardsticks to measure? Unselfishness, reduction of the anger, fearlessness. So they go parallelly. So that is our fullest spiritual development. Through fearlessness, you develop spirituality and never through weakness. See, watch the animals. They're impulsive. We've seen the monkeys coming here. The moment you turn this way, they will run first. And then they will look at you. Fear. Impulse. They don't have the control. They have to. Abhinivesha. That mechanism is there within. They can't control. So animals, they can't be fearless. They will be always with fear. So only human beings can become fearless. Vivekananda used to tell, the Upanishads preach only one message, fearlessness and strength. Are you strong? The human heart asks this question. And there, no human weakness will be there. Vedanta says, yes, there are weaknesses, human weaknesses are there. Now somebody may question, then are there no human weaknesses? Vedanta is not impractical and just always with it is neither optimistic nor pessimistic. It is realistic. Yes, we agree there is weakness, human weakness. Vedanta agrees. Vedanta says, yes, there are weaknesses. But can you remove weakness through another weakness? Weakness can be removed only through strength. Can dirt be washed with dirt? No, only pure water can wash dirt. So another weakness cannot remove existing weakness. Strength alone is the remedy for world's weakness. That's why the great statement of Vivekananda, the remedy for weakness is not brooding over weakness, but to think of strength. What a wonderful, beautiful statement of Vivekananda. The remedy for weakness is not brooding over weakness, but to think of strength. That is the message of Vedanta. The more spiritual you become, the more fearless and strong you become, and the more compassionate also. See, these two contrasting qualities become yours. We think that if you become fearless, you become strong, then you should be rude, you should be beating everybody, you should be bullying everybody. No. The more you become fearless, the more strong you become, the more compassionate you become. The strongest is God. Most compassionate is God. The more strong you become, the more compassionate you become. Though looking contrasting, it is true. So these see wonderful qualities in, if you go to Bhakti Yoga, in the Bhagavad Gita, you'll see Krishna telling what is the Lakshana, what is the quality of a devotee. We think devotee means always crying and falling on the ground and becoming emotional. No. Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhakti Yoga, these are the qualities of a true devotee, my devotee. So let us see what after some time. So, strength alone is the remedy for world's disease. That is the message of Vedanta. The more spiritual you become, the more fearless and strong you become, and the more compassionate also. You combine two great virtues, fearlessness and compassion. In all the Indian literature, you find this confluence of two difficult virtues, difficult to coexist, intense fearlessness, intense compassion. You can be fearful. You can be fearful so that others are frightened. Or you can be weak so that anybody can frighten you. See, these are the things commonly you see. You become so fearful to others that others will be frightened of you. You think you are too strong and others will be frightened. The other quality is you are so weak that everybody will come and frighten you. No. What is the true quality of a person who is progressing forward in spiritual life? These two wonderful contrasting qualities will be very harmoniously combined. These extremes we have seen, but this rare combination is highlighted in the whole of our literature, in our scriptures. And in this very Bhagavad Gita, when you come to its 12th chapter, as I told you, which is the 12th chapter, Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of devotion. Lord Krishna will tell, he or she is my true devotee. You may self-proclaim yourself as a devotee. You may not have any quality of a devotee. Oh, I am a great devotee of Ramakrishna Ashram. I am coming from so many years. Self-proclaimed commanders, others will be there. Now, no self-proclamation will do. But Krishna is telling, he or she is a true devotee. Who? The one who is strong and fearless. Go to Bhakti Yoga and see. And yet is compassionate to all the living beings. He doesn't fear anybody, but nobody need fear from him or her also, because he's so gentle. What is that shloka in the Bhakti Yoga? Yasmat na udvijate lokaha lokat na udvijate chayaha. So 12th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, 15th verse, you can go and check it. That is the sign of the spiritual growth and spiritual realization. So that the whole subject of every human being is growth, development and fulfillment. That is what Sri Krishna is handling in Bhagavad Gita's all the 18 chapters. And now Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj, when he had gone to Australia and USA and meeting all the other Western friends, used to tell, war is only because most of them, the Western people, they complain, oh, Bhagavad Gita is a scripture of the war. Krishna is always asking Arjuna to go to the war, go to the war. Where? You see, it's not. Now, most revered Ranganathanandaji Maharaj is telling, I tell my American and Australian and other friends, Western friends, war is only in the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Afterwards, you don't hear about war at all. It's only the big problem of total human development. See, what is the problem of total human development that Shri Krishna handles throughout Bhagavad Gita? How to come out of this problem of total human development? You have to get that total human development. That is the gist of Bhagavad Gita. That is what Shri Krishna handles throughout. And therefore, this is not about a book of war. This is book of human development and fulfillment. Bhagavad Gita is a book of human development and fulfillment. No one will say that the Second World War and First World War now and the complete defeat of Hitler and his political and racialist ideology was wrong. That is the philosophy that will help a human being to develop high character, which contains these two elements. So, nobody will tell that, oh, say Krishna has told you how to go to war, so Hitler was right. No, not at all. Here, Krishna is telling about the total human development. Now, when we go enter into Gita, then you will find this is the philosophy that will help a human being to develop high character, which contains these two elements, strength and gentleness, in a confluence. The Bhagavad Gita also conveys the message of combining great broad-mindedness and intensity of faith and conviction. Now, you may think these two cannot coexist. Now, many of our people who live in the cities, they tell, oh, I am a cosmopolitan. I am a cosmopolitan, people say. When you examine, you will find that he has no particular conviction in his life at all. He is all things to all men because he is nobody himself. That kind of cheap cosmopolitan attitude some people adopt because there is no depth and conviction in their life at all. The width is there. They think they are very broad-minded. The width is there, but no depth at all. There are people full of depth. The other quality of human being is they are full of depth, but they are fanatical. They don't have broad-mindedness. They hold to their own, criticize everybody else. That kind of depth we have seen. But Swami Vivekananda says, and in the Bhagavad Gita also Krishna is giving us, Vedanta wants you to have depth plus breadth, broad attitude and deep conviction. If you have only breadth, broad-mindedness and no depth, then the water in the ocean will be dried up. If you have only depth and no broadness, then the water will stagnate and start smelling. So you should have both the broad-mindedness and also deep conviction, the depth. So broad attitude and deep conviction. If you can combine these two, then you have the best of the character. We shall be deep as the ocean and broad as the sky. These are the words we have to use. Vedanta wants to instill that kind of character in all people all over the world. So here you have profound philosophy of human growth, development and fulfillment that cannot come to you when you are in a depressed state of mind. When you are nervous and mentally broken, that human development cannot come to you. Until you become somewhat normal, this message cannot come to you. So now you can see Shri Krishna is giving the first initial tonic to Arjuna through these strong verses, 2 verses. That is the tonic, initial tonic to Arjuna's broken mind through these 2 verses. And the tonic had the effect. When Shri Krishna spoke these 2 words, these 2 verses, Arjuna became somewhat composed, strengthened. He could speak a little more. Earlier, his legs were shaking, his hands were shaking, he couldn't stand, he collapsed down, he was shivering, he was sweating. But now after this initial tonic, these 2 verses, he started getting some strength and he started composing his mind. That is what you will see here afterwards in the coming verses. In Arjuna's words, a little coherence begins to appear. He will start speaking coherently or with sense, and that depression is no more there. So Krishna removed it by these powerful 2 verses, and with a little more calmness, a little more of rationality, he is putting forth his arguments in his reply to Krishna exhortation. Now in the next verses, you can see somewhat he will become composed, Arjuna, and he will start speaking nicely. There is some sense in his speaking. Now we will go to the 4th verse. All of you can chant this verse after me. Arjuna Vacha, Arjuna Vacha, Katham Bhishma Maham Sankhye, Katham Bhishma Maham Sankhye, Dronancha Madhusudana, Dronancha Madhusudana, Ishubih Pratiyotsyami, Ishubih Pratiyotsyami, Pujarha Varisudana, Pujarha Arisudana. Now we have chanted the 4th verse. Now we sang it like a poetry. Now let us see in the prose form. Arjuna Vacha. Arjuna told to Krishna. Now earlier he had collapsed, he couldn't speak anything. Now after the tonic of these two verses, he has got little strength, he has composed himself. Now he is speaking little sense. But yet the delusion has not gone. He is telling, Katham Bhishmam Aham Sankhye Dronam Cha Madhusudana. O Krishna, O Madhusudana, Katham, how can I hurt? How can I kill my own grandsire, my own guru? Bhishmam, Sankhya in the war. Drona, how can I hurt them? Ishubhihi, by the arrows. Pratyotsyami, Pujarha, they are fit to be worshipped. And how can I kill them? How can I hurt them? Pujarha Varisudana. Arjuna said, O Madhusudana, how can I shoot arrows in battle on men like Bhishma and Dronacharya who are worthy of my worship? O destroyer of the enemies. These are all the epithets he is giving to Krishna. You are the destroyer of enemies. You are the destroyer of Madhu, that great Rakshasa, a demon. O Krishna, who has destroyed that Madhu, the demon Madhu and other enemies. How can I hurt my own grandsire Bhishma? How can I hurt my own guru? That is the question. Now next, in response to Shri Krishna's call for action, Arjuna now presents his confusion in a better way. He states that Bhishma and Dronacharya are worthy of his respect and adoration. Bhishma was the embodiment of chastity, brahmacharya, celibate. You all know the story in the Mahabharata. Whose son is our great Bhishma? You all always tell the name and worship. So he's the son of that. Can you tell whose son is Bhishma? Mother Ganga. Ganga Mata, you tell Ganga Mata ki Jai and other things. He's the son of Ganga Mata. You all know how he was born. His father, anybody knows? Name of father of Bhishma, Shantanu. So he was the king. So Ganga and Shantanu got married. And the condition of Mother Ganga was, yes, I will be your wife as long as you should not ask me any questions, whatever I do. Okay. He was very much in deep love with Mother Ganga, so he agreed. So now they had first child. Then Mother Ganga took that child and drowned in the river Ganga. Shocked. What is this? But condition, if you ask me any question, then I will go away. She kept quiet. Second child, same thing. Third child, same thing. Fourth child, same thing. Now, the eighth, Bhishma was born. Then when he knew now this baby also will go, he told, no, now I cannot keep quiet. He stopped her. What are you doing? You're killing all the babies. So I had told you the condition. Now we have gone against the condition. Now take this baby, gave that Bhishma, that child, and I'm off. She went away. Now Shantanu brought up this boy, great person, son of Ganga. Such a great person, such a great of character. Now, young age, wife is gone. He has gone out to the forest somewhere. Fisherman colony. There was one girl, young girl, who was very beautiful. Seeing Shantanu's this thing, mind got disturbed. He fell in love with that girl. Now he went and wanted to marry her, but how? So he was very much worried. The youthful, the young Bhishma at that time was growing strong and great and becoming a man of character at that time, very young. He saw his father, always in worry. See, young boy, he sees his own father. He had so much respect to his father. So he wanted to find out, why is my father so much worried? I should help him to come out of this worry. See, you can see in the Lord Ramachandra's case also how obedient he was to his father Dasharatha. Likewise, Bhishma also, he found out the reason. Even without his father telling, he came to know, because they were of special character. They could understand. Ingitagna means even by seeing them, the mind, he started investigating. He went and found with the ministers, this was the reason the father is in some sort of worry. Then he went to the father of that girl who was very beautiful, whom his father was in love. So he went to the father and requested, please give your daughter. See, the son is going to that person, fisherman community, and asking that beautiful daughter to his father. Can you imagine? Then that person, the father told, or the father-in-law told, no, I am not going to give. Why? Because you are the elder son. You are very strong. You are very strong. You are the elder son. If I give my daughter, the children who are born to my daughter have to be under you. You will become the king. What will happen to them? They will not be as strong as you. So they will be decimated or killed, or something will happen. I don't want my grandchildren to be in a very bad, pathetic state. Immediately, Bhishma sees so much of sacrifice. He made a vow then and there. What is that? For the sake of my father's happiness, I am going to sacrifice my youthfulness and enjoyment and pleasure. From today onwards, up to my end of my life, I will become a celibate brahmacharya. He made a vow. I will never marry. I will not have any bad thoughts. I will see all the women as mothers. I will never have any bad thoughts. I will see everybody as mother. And for the sake of my father's happiness, I'm going to sacrifice my own pleasures. He did the vow. His vow, his truthfulness was so strong that the Devatas assembled and they started pouring flowers on him. What a great sacrifice. That was Bhishma. That's why he gets the name Bhishma. His name was something else earlier. So if I tell you, you will not find out. You find out the name, earlier name. What was the name, earlier name of Bhishma? Because he took this terrible vow. The whole life you will be as a celibate just to fulfill the desire of his father. So he got even the great boon that he will become a Ichha Maranatva. Even death cannot touch him. He can die only if he wills. Otherwise, nobody can touch him. He got a boon because of that. He was one of the strongest. He learnt archery and everything from the great Parashurama himself, the avatar, one of the avatars. And afterwards, for some reason, Parashurama went to war with him. He couldn't defeat. Why? The strength of celibacy, brahmacharya. So strong, nobody could defeat him. Such a great man is Bhishma. And he has taken care of me, grandchild, Arjuna, eating and everything on his lap, playing on him. He has showed so much of love towards us. Now how can I hurt him? How can I kill him? Such a great person. He is to be worshipped for his qualities. See, now Arjuna is talking little sense. Why? Krishna's tonic is working. Little sense has come to him. Now you can understand what is Bhishma. Bhishma was the embodiment of chastity and remained a lifelong celibate to fulfill the vow he had made to his father. See, can you imagine the sacrifice? The youthful Bhishma sacrificing his whole life for his father and the kingdom and to the next generation. And giving up his own enjoyment. He never enjoyed in his life. He just worked and worked for the kingdom, for his father. So such a great person, man of character, how can I hurt him? Arjuna's military preceptor, after that Dronacharya, is my guru. He showed special affection towards me. He made me the best archer. He took a vow that nobody will be better than you. He even didn't teach so many techniques to his own son, Ashwatthama. He gave me the great Brahmastra missile. He taught me both how to use it and to take it back. But to his own son, Ashwatthama, he taught only how to use the Brahmastra missile, but not to take it back. So he had so much of love towards me in my guru. How can I kill such a guru? Dronacharya was a genius in the science of warfare, and it was from him that Arjuna mastered the art of archery. Then another great Acharya, Kripacharya, the brother-in-law of Drona, was another respectable person on the other side, whom Arjuna had always held in veneration. To treat these men of high merit as enemies now seemed abominable to the noble-minded Arjuna. If even I can't even talk to them with high pitch or with a raised tone. I can't argue with these people. But Krishna, you are asking to fight with them, hurt them with the arrow. They are so respectable, I can't even talk to them in a raised voice. I can't even hurt them. Then how can I kill them? If even arguing with these venerable elders was improper, then how could he ever think of attacking them with weapons? Ishubhi, Madhusudana, with arrows, how can I attack them? See, now there is some sense in Arjuna's statement. His statement thus implies, O Krishna, please don't ask me to. Do not doubt my courage. Don't think I am a coward and running away. I am prepared to fight. But from the perspective of moral duty, my duty is to respect my teachers and to show compassion to the sons of Dhritarashtra. How shall I fight? So, this is the gist of that chapter. It is nothing very great in it, message for you. So, I will just go forward to the next verse. 5th verse. Now, you will see some of the verses, most of the verses are in one kind of meter. Just like in the Tulsidas Ramcharitmanas, you see Doha. So that is a meter. Like in English, you have sonnet, couplet, and other things like that. Here, this is poetry. Everything is in meter. What meter is it? Anushtup Chandaha, Anushtup, Trishtup. Gayatri is not the name of the mantra. The mantra name is Savitri. Gayatri is only a meter. There may be Gayatri Chandas also here in this. 24 letters, and the way formation of that letter in different ways called Gayatri meter. It's a meter. For the first time, Vishwamitra in his meditation, he discovered this mantra, and it was in Gayatri meter. That's also the name is the name of the meter. It has become Gayatri mantra. In reality, it is Savitri mantra. So, Gayatri Chandaha, Anushtup Chandaha, Trishtup Chandaha, like that, they're all meters. Now, earlier, we were chanting in one particular way. Now see, this 5th verse is in different chandas or meter. That's why now the style of chanting will change, because this is in another meter. Guruna hatva hi mahanubhavan, Guruna hatva hi mahanubhavan, Shreyo bhoktum bhaikshyamapi haloke, Shreyo bhoktum bhaikshyamapi haloke, Hatvartha kamanstu guruni haiva, Hatvartha kamanstu guruni haiva, Bunjiya bhogan rudira pradigdhan. Bunjiya bhogan rudira pradigdhan. So you can see, earlier we chanted it in a different way. Katham bhishma maham sankhye dronancha madhusudana. Because the meter was different. This one, the style of chanting is different. Guru na hatva hi mahanubhavan shreyo bhuktum bhaikshyamapi haloke hatvartha kamanstu guru nihaiva bhunjiya bhogan rudhira pradigdhan. See, the style is different because this is in another meter. Now, what is the simple meaning of this verse, the 5th verse? Now Arjuna is telling, it would be better to live in this world by begging than to enjoy life by killing these noble elders. So why am I killing them? To get the kingdom. After that, I will be enjoying the pleasures of the kingdom. How can I enjoy killing such great people? Krishna, are you asking me to do the right thing? It would be better to live in this world by begging. Bhiksha means by begging. Than to enjoy life by killing these noble elders, who are my teachers, who are my grandsires, my own relatives. If we kill them, the wealth and pleasures we enjoy will be tainted with blood. In English, we use that your hand is tainted with the blood of the innocent. We use that terms, isn't it? So now he's telling, if I kill all of these people, and how can I enjoy? Each time I enjoy the pleasure of the world, I will remember what a great sin I have committed by killing all my kith and kin, and I can't even eat one morsel of food. That will be the condition. It could be argued that Arjuna needed to fight and win the kingdom to maintain his livelihood. But Arjuna refutes that line of thought here. He says that he would prefer to live by begging than committing this heinous crime. He further believes that if he does indulge in this heinous act of fighting the war and kills his elders, his gurus and relatives, his conscience is Atma Sakshi. See, every one of us have conscience, Atma Sakshi. Whenever you are doing something, it will tell you, the mind will be telling you, do this, it's right. Sometimes it will, don't do this, it's wrong. But because of our bad tendencies, even in spite of our conscience telling not to do it, we'll go and do it. So that's called Atma Sakshi, conscience. So now, conscience will not allow me to enjoy any of the fruits of my action in this world, such as riches and power. All of you know about Shakespeare's wonderful play, Macbeth, you have heard. Now in that you can note Shakespeare's play, Macbeth, carries a telling example of a person not being able to enjoy even the natural state of sleep due to guilty conscience, let alone enjoy any wealth and power that comes along by immoral conduct. Macbeth was a nobleman of Scotland. Once, while traveling, the King of Scotland came to rest the night at Macbeth's house. Now, Macbeth's wife incited him to murder the king and usurp his throne. Macbeth got swayed by her advice and assassinated the king, and thereafter he and Lady Macbeth were crowned as the king and the queen of Scotland. However, for years after that, Macbeth would be found walking in his palace, fully awake at night. He couldn't sleep. The author, Shakespeare, writes, Macbeth hath killed sleep, and so Macbeth shall sleep no more. The queen would be found repeatedly washing her hands as if to remove imaginary blood stains in her hands. In this verse, Arjuna commiserates that if he did kill these noble elders tainted with their blood, his conscience would not let him enjoy all the royal benefits of ruling the kingdom. So my hands will be stained with the blood of these great souls. I can't. So we will take up the further next verses, the 6th, the 7th, 8th, up to 9th. It is all just the argument of Arjuna. But some places like the 5th verse, we have to explain something because we need some explanation. I give some of the explanation in this 5th verse. Then I will go very fast to the 7th, 8th, 9th. Now I will again start going deeply into the verses when Lord Krishna starts speaking. Because the Sankhya Yoga is very high philosophy. Sankhya is the Vedanta, everything, the high terse things will come up now. The Atman, the Paramatman, our true nature, everything will come. It will be wonderful. So we have to go very deep and understand it and then bring it to our life, then start practicing it. So it will be really wonderful. So until then, we will have little explanations, little understanding of all the situation, and then go forward inch towards that. But once the teaching of Krishna starts, I have to go deeper and deeper and make it more useful to our life. Now we will close our study of Bhagavad Gita with one of the verses from the meditation of Bhagavad Gita. Mukam karoti vachalam Pangum langhayate girim Yatkripatamaham vande Paramanandamadhavam. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.